We've got brand new set photos coming from the Black Widow movie, and this includes the first look at a villain in the movie. A lot of people think that's Taskmaster. I want to explain who Taskmaster is and why it's so dope that he's in this movie, if that's him. Today's shout out goes to Relentless Nation. Indeed, Son of Alars is how the Red Skull addresses Thanos in Infinity War. We'll do another nerd card question at the end of this video. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. I'm Josh. This is the Den of Nerds, and man, oh man, I'm getting pretty pumped for the Black Widow movie.
Will that be all, Mr. Stark?
Yes, that will be all, Miss Rushman. Thank you very much.
I want one.
All right, so in the past 24 hours, we have been getting bombarded with a bunch of photographs and videos of people taking set photos from the Black Widow movie. The film was shooting in Norway for a while, and now it's moved to Budapest, and there's a bunch of signs out there telling people that the film is shooting, warning people to be careful when they're out and about on the streets. And most of the locals have turned into paparazzi, and there are a few actual Marvel insiders floating around over there too, getting a bunch of tasty footage. Side note, I think it's dope they're filming in Budapest. I really hope that this is the actual Budapest story that is alluded to in the first Avengers movie.
Just like Budapest all over again.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
That's been a big mystery, and it also means that Hawkeye could be in this film too, which would be absolutely amazing. Without a doubt, the coolest set photographs are all surrounding this character who is driving a tank down in the streets of Budapest. And many people believe that this is indeed Taskmaster, who was a Marvel villain rumored to be playing a big role in the Black Widow movie. And the TLDR on Taskmaster is that he is a mercenary type character in the comic books that has this crazy ability to instantly mimic the abilities and powers of other characters just by seeing them. So as an example, he watches one pro football game in the comic books and then is able to be a star quarterback for his high school football team. So like if this guy just watched Avengers Endgame, he would have the fighting abilities of all of those characters afterwards. Like he'd be able to throw the shield like Cap, he'd be able to fly like Falcon, he'd be able to do all of those things, of course, if he had the right equipment. Really cool character. Now there's some confusion as to whether or not this is actually Taskmaster, because this character that we see in the set photos looks pretty different than the one you would expect from the comic book. The most notable difference, and the thing that people are taking a big issue with, is the lack of a skull that will be put on his mask. Now the MCU does all sorts of things to change up the style of comic book designs for the silver screen. This could just be the latest example of that. Plus this could be an early iteration of the Taskmaster costume, and by the end of the movie, or maybe in the future of the MCU, we see that skull actually put on that helmet. Now I do think this is Taskmaster simply because there were a lot of rumors that this character would be playing a role in the Black Widow movie. You can see the hood sort of behind this character. I think this is just an MCU version of what the Taskmaster character is going to look like. Now, while I think this character is absolutely perfect for the Black Widow movie, considering that he'd be watching other people train, you know, seeing these crazy assassins and these crazy spies and then instantly being able to mimic their movements, that's really cool, and that will be awesome to see in the film itself. However, it leads to some pretty crazy possibilities for the MCU, and I'm actually more excited about what it might mean for future movies. Because of course this film is sort of a prequel to Avengers Endgame. It goes back in time and tells the story of Natasha from before the events of Endgame, possibly even before the events of the Avengers movie, the very first one. But there's nothing that says the Taskmaster couldn't still be around. So if we pick back up later in the story, post Endgame, Taskmaster could totally be around as a villain in the MCU. And at different points in the comic books, Taskmaster has both joined the Thunderbolts and has worked for Norman Osborn during the events of Dark Reign. And I can totally see this character joining up with Norman Osborn, especially if the rumors about Dark Avengers and sort of going that way in the MCU are to be believed. I mean, it just really seems like the focus is going on villains moving forward for the MCU, which is absolutely amazing. Like, I'm really excited for that. And while we're talking about it, let me just address my personal feelings and anticipation for the Black Widow movie. I am incredibly excited for this. I'm more excited for this film than a lot of other MCU projects that could have been released and that have been released in the past. I mean, personally, I'm more excited to see this than I was to see the Captain Marvel movie. And I just prefer the ground level sort of street violence grittiness of like a spy versus spy sort of thriller. I'm also really hoping they push the envelope with this film and make it really PG-13, like teetering on R. That was a rumor that the studio was playing around around with the idea of making this sort of a Marvel Max movie and having it be very dark and gritty, I think that would be amazing. Would love to see it. It probably won't happen, but I'm still sort of hoping that they make choices that make this a darker sort of Marvel movie. I also absolutely love the Natasha Romanoff character, especially the one in the MCU that we got, and ScarJo nails this role. I think her performance in Endgame was the best one she's ever given, and going back in time and getting maybe a more brutal version of Natasha, I'm all for it. I think that would be amazing. And I expect us to get a ton more information about this at San Diego Comic-Con later this year. Man, we're gonna get so much crazy Marvel stuff very soon, guys. A lot of stuff to be talking about here on the channel. That's the news out there, guys. Set photos coming out from the Black Widow movie look really cool, but the big story is all about this villain. Do you think this is Taskmaster, and are you pumped to see Taskmaster potentially in the Black Widow movie? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. Now let's check the nerd card before we get out of here. Now, in these set photos, there is a blonde spy that is apparently right with Natasha in a lot of these scenes, riding on the same motorcycle, and a lot of insiders believe they know what character this blonde assassin is. My question to you is, who is this blonde assassin supposedly going to be in the Black Widow movie? Answer that question in the comment section below. Guys, Fan Chats Live are returning to the channel. I'm doing a Fan Chat Live later today with Al Schuler, where we're going to be going over a lot of the rumors about the Sony Marvel deal and what is going on with the Spider-Man character, the Venom character, and a potential live-action Spider-Verse movie. You're definitely going to want to check that out. Should post later today. And also, I want to quickly mention again that because I am going full-time as a content creator, there's going to be so much more stuff happening on this channel, on the gaming channel, and on our Twitch. And also, we're going to be revamping the Patreon. Tomorrow, the new Patreon launches. I'm going to have all new tiers, a big video explaining what the new Patreon is going to be. So I'll plug that again tomorrow. And I just hope you guys go check it out. And if you think it's a good value, you want to support the channel, tomorrow is the day to do that. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.